So most of the material I'm going to present is plagiarized uh, because I have no original ideas. You'll soon learn that. Um, and so I'm actually going to be channeling a guy named Peter Kaufman and another guy named Charlie Munger and a little bit of Warren Buffett thrown in. Um, so Peter is the author of Poor Charlie's Almanac. Some of you might be familiar with that. And it's a wonderful book. I think it's one of my favorite books. And he's very close friends with Charlie Munger, and I think one time he told Charlie Munger that, Charlie, you and Warren have been successful for three reasons. And do you know what those three reasons are? And Charlie told him, no, Peter, why don't you enlighten me? And so Peter said, well, the three reasons you guys have been so successful is that first, you're willing to be extremely patient. You guys are not in a hurry to do anything. You're willing to be very patient. The second is that you're willing to be very decisive. So when opportunity presents itself, you don't hesitate to act. And Munger has referred to this kind of like a man with a spear standing there waiting for a salmon to go by. And so he's got the spear ready, and he's perfectly happy waiting there for hours. And then, a big juicy salmon goes by and he spears it. And so, extreme patience coupled with extreme decisiveness. And the third trait is having no concerns about being different from the crowd. So, doing whatever they feel makes sense, regardless of how the world looks at it. So they don't really care about, the what people might say if they do something. So, and what Peter said is that you really have to kind of unpack that a little bit. So when he says being patient, it's not about being in agony while being patient. It's being in bliss while being impatient. While being patient. So it should be a very natural trait for you to be very happy to watch paint dry. So if you're the kind of person who loves to watch paint dry, then the investing business is a very good one for you. The decisiveness, again, it shouldn't make you break out in sweats. But when you see every so often, Charlie says that for each of us, the opportunities that would truly make us wealthy are not going to come around every week. They'll come around every so often, and they come around at unpredictable times. But when they do come around, and when you do recognize it, you need to act very significantly and very quickly. And that, again, is a second thing that a lot of people have issues with, where they'll recognize something and then they'll make a 2% bet. So that also is a second trait. And then the third one about being different, this is probably the hardest one for humans. Humans are averse to stepping away from the crowd. And so having no concerns about how people think about you based on what actions you take is a very important trait, and having no stress about it. So each of you can kind of evaluate that for yourself in terms of whether those are, does the glove fit, if you will? Does the glove fit with those traits? To some extent, I think they must be, at least most of it needs to be inborn. I think it'd be a little bit difficult to take a high-speed trader and convert him into a model like that. So you need to have kind of a natural bias towards that in your personality.